with the Center for the Study of the Presidency and Congress. She's also a Bloomberg Politics contributor. And we're also joined today by Maura Gillespie, BlueStack Strategies founder and a Republican strategist. Welcome to you both. It's great to see you on what is a busy day here in Washington. Maura, I want to start with you. What is at stake here from President Trump as he enters into these conversations today? What are you looking for from this White House?
Well, given what was, kind of shown to us from the meeting with Vladimir Putin of Russia and Alaska, I certainly hope that he can turn the table as his previous meeting with Zelensky, not the one in Rome, but the one with Vance being in the room. I think that really left a poor taste in many of the world leaders' mouths, but also here in America, that was an embarrassing moment as far as diplomatic relations with Ukraine. And so I do think it's important that the president remembers that Ukraine was attacked. They were invaded unprovoked by Vladimir Putin. And so the concessions that they discussed in Anchorage are not things that, from reportings, that Zelensky is going to be open to. So he needs to find a way to show Zelensky and the EU leaders that are there today that he is on their side, he is part of their team, and that they are trying to find a solution with Russia that saves lives, but also ends this conflict. And so how do they get there? I hope he shows that at the end of the day, his alliance and his partnership is with them and not with Putin.
Well, I'd love to get your same thoughts on what Jeannie's talking about. All eyes today on Ukrainian President Zelensky, which, of course, last time he was in the Oval Office, the meeting really devolved into a shouting match. How much pressure do you see on the Ukrainian president today, and how have we seen perhaps this relationship evolve with the Ukrainian president since that meeting from the White House's perspective?
Certainly. Well, I don't think it's any coincidence that he's showing up today with other members of the EU they met over the weekend. And as much as the White House will say that it's not because of he needs backup, I do think that there is a recognition here that this is an issue that impacts the world order. And the meeting that the president had with Putin most recently in Anchorage, rolling out the red carpet, speaking so favorably about him, really did kind of set up this comparison between the two different meetings. And so it's really important for Zelensky to lean on the other EU leaders who are with him there today about the importance of what this means to the world order, not necessarily just for Ukraine. Yes, there's tough decisions for Ukraine to make because they are facing this brutal assault for the last 3 years where, Ukrainians have been attacked, killed, children have been taken. There's a lot that's going on here that he's going to want to talk about, but to get to Trump and to speak to him is by bringing these leaders together to say this impacts the whole world order. Vladimir Putin is a war criminal. He is a brutal dictator. So we need to band together to say this is unacceptable. We have to put a stop to this. And how is the best way of going about that? I don't think that the NATO thing off the table is going to be what Zelensky wants because of those concerns he's going to have about, what faith do I have that I'm going to have the backing if it's a Article 5 agreement? What does that even mean? I think there's going to be a lot of questions there to iron out. But again, I'll reiterate, it's really important for the president of the United States to stand behind our allies and not show that he is standing behind Vladimir Putin.